welcome. So I wanted to do a little Facebook Live, wrong platform, a little Instagram Live about perineal massage. So we talked about it yesterday. I did a little post about it. So if you're not sure what your perineum is, then go back and check out that post from yesterday. You can't miss it. It's got a giant picture of a vulva. So the reason that perineal massage is useful is the idea behind it is that during labour the perineum stretches, and what can happen sometimes is the perineum can tear, and sometimes it's just a little graze, a little nick, sometimes it could be quite deep. So it's thought that relaxation and perineal massage help to reduce the chances of that happening. Now there's not really a huge amount of solid evidence either way, so the research hasn't really been done, I guess because it's free and easy for you to do at home, so there's no real motivation for it to be researched. But some women absolutely swear by it, and it's certainly not going to do any harm to try it. So, but we can do a little experiment that kind of helps to show why it might be useful. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your hands and just place your fingers together. And then when you've placed your fingers together, just have a little look at where the thumbs are. So you probably look a little bit like mine. The thumbs have lined up when I've lined up the fingers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the thumb and first finger of one of the hands and massage this little fleshy pad, that little triangle that's in between the first finger and the thumb on the other hand. And while we do that, we're just going to chat. And this is why I was like, oh, I need to do something to entertain you while we massage our finger. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about hypnobirthing and just answer any questions that people have about hypnobirthing. So if you have any questions, and feel free very quickly, because I can continue with the massaging, to put them into the box and I'll answer them. But some common questions that get asked about hypnobirthing is someone asked recently, isn't it just yoga? Isn't it just like slightly more expensive yoga? First of all, it's a 12-hour course. So actually when you break it down hour by hour, then no, it's not really any more expensive than yoga classes if you did 12 hours worth of yoga. Not in one go. And also it's not, there's definitely an overlap. So I teach pregnancy yoga and I teach yoga for labour, so that's a form of labour preparation as well. But there is an overlap in terms of breathing technique and positions, but you will find that your finger gets tired, by the way. So there is a clear overlap, but there's also so much more to it. So hypnobirthing goes into so much more depth that we don't have time to go into in a yoga class, and it's also not really the place of a yoga class. So it's not really a yoga class's place to talk about in huge detail the physiology of labour, which is what we talk about a lot in hypnobirthing. And the reason for that is that knowledge is power. So the more you understand what's happening during your labour, the more you understand your body, the easier it is to find that state of relaxation and to let go of that fear. Something else that gets asked, so we get asked a lot, what do we cover? Is it just breathing? So I've kind of answered that. It's not just breathing. You will learn breathing techniques. You'll learn two main breathing techniques. So you'll learn what we call up breathing, that covers the first stage of labour, which we call the up stage. That's where everything's moving up as your cervix opens. And we cover down breathing, which is during the second stage of labour, which is where everything's moving down. So we call it the down stage. We like to keep it quite simple. And that's as baby's moving down into the birth canal and being born. So they are the two main breathing techniques, and yes, you'll learn oodles and oodles of relaxation techniques. You'll be given plenty of relaxation scripts, you'll be given MP3s to listen to. But it's not just about relaxation. It's not simply about the meditation or hypnosis, whatever you want to call it, those relaxation scripts. It's also very much about having that knowledge so that you can empower yourself, so knowing how your body works, and also knowing the rationales for and against a lot of the routine investigations and routine procedures that will be offered to you during your pregnancy, during your labour. So when midwives and doctors are super duper busy, and they do things as a matter of routine, which means that sometimes, and I've probably been guilty of this in the past as a nurse, sometimes that might mean that you don't necessarily, it's so routine to you that you don't necessarily go into all the options in full detail. And so part of my role as a hypnobirthing teacher is to get you to think more clearly about about the rationales for certain procedures, so that you can work out whether they're in your best service to you, so whether or not there's something that you want to do, whether you want to not do them, whether you want to wait and see is another option as well. So we look a lot about it in sort of empowering questioning to help you to get the information that you need to be able to make the right decision. What else do we look at? We talk about induction of labour, we talk about caesarean births, we talk about instrumental delivery, so forceps and ventouse. We talk about all sorts of things. Home birth, hospital birth. What it is not is pressure to have a drug-free, epidural-free birth at home with minimal intervention. It's, if that's what you want to have, then fine. And if that's not what you want to have, if you're going to have a caesarean, if you really want an epidural, then that's fine too. So it's just about helping you understand your options. People call it a pain relief, and it's not necessarily a pain relief as such. It kind of works from the premises birth's powerful but not necessarily painful. A lot of hypnobirthing mums find that they feel the need for less pain relief. And we look at the fear, tension, pain cycle as well. So that works on the premise that if you're afraid, then that causes tension, and if you're tense, then you're more likely to experience pain. So actually relaxation in of itself can help to avoid the pain sensation. So we've been massaging for ages. So take your hand away. You might want a little shake out because it might be aching a little bit. And again, bring your fingers together. And then as you do that, have a look at where your thumbs are, and you'll find that the thumb that you've been massaging isn't lining up with the other thumb anymore. So that's because we've loosened all this tension in this muscle here, and so it's just automatically, I've not put it there, it's just automatically gone there. And I could be lying, but if you do it yourself, then you'll probably notice, hopefully, the same difference. So perineal massage works on the same premise as releasing this muscle. So to do perineal massage, you want to get yourself really, really comfortable, really, really relaxed. You want to be able to have your knees bent. You might want to be in a bubble bath so that you're nice and comfortable. You might want to have one leg up on a toilet or a chair. Make sure that you're stable. So we do perineal massage from about 34 weeks of pregnancy onwards. It's safe to do, but baby's getting a little bit big, so we tend to get a little bit unbalanced because the center of gravity is moving. So make sure that you're balanced. You want to take both thumbs, remember the vagina is super stretchy, so a baby's going to fit through, so both thumbs, not a problem. You're going to insert both thumbs to about 2.5 to 4 centimeters deep, so that's 1 to 1.5 inches. And then from there you want to press along the back wall of the vagina, so that's the wall pressing towards your anus, your bumhole. And then you want to press until you start to feel like a stretching or a burning sensation, no further than that. So it'll be an unusual sensation, but it shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, then ease off, and if it's still painful, stop, come back another time. Hold it like that for about 2 minutes, and then from there you want to just massage the inside wall of the vagina, the back wall of the vagina down towards the perineum. So for about 5 minutes in total it should take. If it's, like I said, if it's uncomfortable, stop. If you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, or you can't quite get there and you're not quite sure, or you think it'll be more fun, then your partner can help you. So you want to do things to relax. So it's much easier the more relaxed you are, as are most things. If you practice yoga, then you'll know that muscles that are relaxed tend to stretch more easily. So the same goes for the perineum. So if you can be more relaxed, the perineum will relax a little bit more, and it'll be easier to do this. So do whatever you need to do to be relaxed. Have a bubble bath, light some candles, have the light down low, put some nice relaxing music on, get the oxytocin flowing. So having your partner do it for you might get the oxytocin flowing, because that's the hormone of love. And lubricate, I forgot to say, lubricate the thumbs before you do this. So don't use anything synthetic like Vaseline or baby oil or anything like that. Coconut oil. You can get specific oils for perineal massage, but they might be quite expensive. So coconut oil, olive oil, things like that are perfectly suitable to use. Make sure that your hands are clean. If it's painful and you try again and it's painful and you keep trying and it's still painful, have a word with your midwife and she or he will be able to check out your technique. I hope that's been useful for you. If you've got any other questions, perineal massage is something that we also talk about in hypnobirthing. If you've got any questions about perineal massage, about your perineum in general, about hypnobirthing in general, about anything at all, then please get in touch. One more thing that I didn't mention. So another common misconception about hypnobirthing, a lot of people think that if you're going to have a C-section, that it's not for you. And that's not the case. But if you know that you're going to have a cesarean and there's a reason and that you know that that's not going to change, maybe because you've got a low-lying placenta or something like that, then yeah, there are bits of the course that might not be that relevant to you. So, but there's a lot of the techniques that are super duper useful. So I've launched, starting next month, I've launched a positive cesarean workshop. So that covers just the techniques that are relevant for you, just the information that's relevant for you. So that's a 3-hour workshop. So have a look at my website, get in touch if you have any questions about anything at all, and I will see you soon. Bye.